Shot and beautiful. Wisen.
It's time for high school sports right here on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Biosports Physical Therapy, Charter College, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Les Schwab, One Way Construction, Rivercom 911, Save Mart, and Sangster Motors. And now let's get ready for high school sports. It starts now on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Shot into the bar. Go, 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 go.
Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. It's the first round of the State 4A tournament. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE Channel. No Sebastian Moraga tonight. No Matt Wisen tonight. You just got me. But we're here for Wenatchee's first round in their plight to repeat as a state champion from back in 2016. And interestingly enough, they're playing the same team that they won the state title against back in 2016. The not Mount Tahoma, it's the Tahoma Bears in town tonight. And we'll see what the number 5 team from their league can do against the number 1 team from the Big Nine. In fact, let's take a look at the brackets. First of all, the upper bracket for the State 4A tournament. You see Wenatchee in that upper bracket. First of all, the 6 and 11 is Puyallup against Issaquah. That is happening tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Wenatchee and Tahoma tonight here in the Apple Bowl. That is a first-round matchup. The 2 winners will play, and we'll find out from Dennis Tronson on our pregame show coming up on when that game will be. Looks like it's going to be Saturday afternoon here in the Apple Bowl, possibly, should Wenatchee win tonight. The other part of the upper part of the bracket has Skyline facing Kennedy Catholic tomorrow, also tomorrow Union and Kamiak. As far as the lower part of the bracket, that's where you'll find the Eastmont Wildcats. They'll be on the road tomorrow at Bellarmine Prep at 5 o'clock at McKenzie Stadium, at Bellarmine Prep High School. The winner of that game will play the winner of Chiawana and Newport. The other part of the bracket has Lewis and Clark and Camas, and then Bothell and Pasco. So it is state tournament time, and it's one or you're done. You lose tonight, you don't go anywhere. You win, you have a chance to get to the quarterfinals. It is Wenatchee and Tahoma. We'll come back with more of the pregame and talk with head coach Dennis Tronson of the Panthers right after this.
When the people you serve are your friends and family, you see the world a bit differently. You understand that your survival depends on the health and strength of your relationships. Your word is your reputation, and that doing the right thing is the only way of life that matters. At Confluence Health, we remain humble. Trust is a gift that is earned, a privilege, an honor. And we remain grateful for the trust you place in our hands.
Pregame show continues here on the NCWLIFE Channel as we get ready for the first round of the State 4A soccer tournament. And the Wenatchee Panthers hosting Tahoma, getting a chance to play at home. Number 3 seed, Coach Dennis Tronson. Do you just forget about everything that happened in the regular season when it comes to state tournament time?
Yeah, not really. We get to focus on what didn't go well and see if we can improve, and then we've focused on what maybe they do, but it's really more important about playing our game and finding what we do and being consistent with it.
Big question coming into the state tournament, how are you health-wise?
Health, we're entirely healthy. All 22 guys are fit and ready to go.
Oh, fantastic. Well, let's talk about this matchup with Tahoma. I mean, you find out who you're matched up with on Sunday.
Correct.
How much research and development can you do between Sunday and today?
About 10 and 12 hours. But
which is quite a bit, actually.
Well, yeah, but it's 10 or 12 hours of searching. There wasn't they don't operate on the same platform we do with NFHS. They don't have any coverage with television like we do. So finding any film on them was tough. And fortunately, one of my players, seniors, said, hey, I found their game film from their playoff game at Sumner. And I had spent all day Saturday, and he
couldn't find anything.
Drove my wife crazy, and then finally I find it. He tells me, here's the link, and every player's watched the game.
Oh,
and got to see them play against Emerald Ridge in their qualifying game, went to a shootout. So,
well, let's talk about this. From what you could glean, it looks like they got a couple of key people, as do most teams come state playoff time. So what do you have to do here today to be able to get to the second round?
I think we just got to play our game and be in a possession mode and not make any critical mistakes where they're going to take advantage of it. At this level, really, the seeding is just who gets to play at home, because every team, we know that as a program that you don't have to be seeded in the top. I mean, the year we won the state title, we were basically the 16th seed playing the number one team in the first round at their house.
You win today.
Correct.
You get another home game, right?
Yes, and that match was originally scheduled for Friday, and it's been moved to Saturday.
Okay.
Due to some conflicts.
Still to be determined on time, probably afternoon or early evening.
We're looking probably about a 4 o'clock start.
Okay. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. No. Take care of business here today. I know that you kind of lament about the fact you didn't get a chance to run the state last year with the team you had last
Correct.
year. You've got a lot of those guys left over on this team. You got to feel pretty confident going into this state tournament?
Yeah, there's been a real evolution of some of the players, and I think that we had a great side last night, last year a great group of seniors, but what has happened is some of our younger guys who played a lot on the reserves have taken their game to another level, and they're stepping up, and they're contributing in key places, and we're just getting more minutes.
Well, and you talked about that in that district championship against Eastmont. You thought you had the deeper bench, and
Correct.
Come this time of year, that's crucial, isn't it?
Yeah, and they bought into that. They know their time may be limited, and if they get 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they got to take advantage of it. And you saw in the district tournament game that Alex Stolar comes in and gets a brace, and he never came in until the 20th minute, and he did about the same thing. He got about 30 minutes in the match, and he puts 2 in the back of the net. That's just a senior stepping up.
That's awesome. Well, best of luck here today.
Thank you.
You bet. Dennis Johnson joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back and get you the starting lineups, get you ready for kickoff. It is the state 4A tournament here at the Apple Bowl, where the Wenatchee Panthers take on the Tahoma Bears. Back with more right after this.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35-plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
And welcome back once again here to the Apple Bowl as we get ready for this first round matchup here of the WIAA State 4A soccer tournament between the hosts, the Wenatchee Panthers, coming in as the number 1 seed out of the Big Nine. They are the number 3 seed in the tournament, ranked number 2 in the final RPI by the WIAA. Against the Tahoma Bears, coming in with a record of 11-7 out of Maple Valley. They were 5th in the North Puget Sound League, coming in as the 14th seed to the state tournament, and they were 27th ranked in the RPI by the WIAA. Our officials for today, our center official is Jesus Covarrubias. The assistants, number 1 is Jose Torres, and number 2 is Jaime Abarca. Let's take a look at the starting lineups as they're announced here in front of a sparse crowd at the Apple Bowl. First of all, for the visiting Tahoma Bears, as they're announced by their head coach, Rick Malloy. He's assisted by Cale Rasmussen and Jan Sakeo. Getting the start in goal, wearing number 0, Cohen Storch, a sophomore. How about that? Also getting the start here for the Bears today at midfield is a freshman wearing number 2, Seth Lucero. Number 3, a junior defender, Cole Daly. Number 6 is Nacho Brandon, a junior midfielder. Chuck Hansen wears number 7. He's a senior midfielder. Jaden Breyer is a senior midfielder. He wears number 8. Noe Villanueva is wearing number 11. He's a senior forward. Watch out for him. Mason Tomic is number 13. He's a senior defender. Owen Harned is a junior midfielder. He wears number 14. Kyle Skevington is a sophomore. He'll mix between defender and midi, as number 17 and number 18 is Josh Hare, a sophomore midfielder. Again, the Bears come in with a record of 11-7 on the season. Meanwhile, for the Wenatchee Panthers, is announced by their head coach Dennis Stronson. He's assisted by Ricardo Flores, Angel Guerra, and John Springer. We have our anthem underway, and so we will come back with the rest of those starters right after this.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
And welcome back once again here to the Apple Bowl. We left off getting ready to give you the starters for the Wenatchee Panthers as announced by their coaching staff. Getting the start today, wearing number 2 is the senior defender, Braden Russell. Corin Collier wears number 3. He's a junior midfielder. Emmanuel Ocampo is a junior defender. He wears number 5. Number 8 is Pierre Vega, a junior midfielder. Marcos Bravo is a senior forward. He wears number 9. Number 10 is Giovanni Munoz, a senior midfielder. Mauricio Ramos is a senior midfielder. He wears number 11. Colin Zumock is a junior defender. He wears number 14. Number 19 is Julian Reyes, a junior midfielder. 22 is Tyler Wisen, a senior forward. Seth Mungia is in goal. He wears number 25, and he is a junior. So those are the lineups, and we're about ready for soccer here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Thanks for joining us here on our Facebook stream and on the delay broadcast on television here on Localtel Channel 12, Charter Channel 19, also streaming on our website at ncwlife.com. We didn't know about the matchups nor the locations until the draw on Sunday, and then found out suddenly there's a soccer match on Tuesday night here tonight. And as a result, we scrambled and were able to put together a small crew for the broadcast here today. And so that's why we're able to get you this broadcast. Normally, I do play-by-play for everything else we do on the NCWLIFE Channel. Once in a while, when they're lacking, I will get involved in soccer. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not a soccer expert. Normally, we have Sebastian Moraga with the broadcasts here on the NCWLIFE Channel, but it is his daughter's birthday today, so he is otherwise involved, and we certainly understand that and want to respect family first. And Matt Wisen, who's our analyst, is the father of a senior at Wenatchee High School and the most prolific scorer they've probably ever had in the program. He wears number 22. That's Tyler Wisen. Matt Wisen is a little bit emotional about the game here today, so we certainly understand that. So we're about ready for soccer. The Wenatchee Panthers wearing the black uniforms with the gold numbers. Gold Wenatchee across the chest. The Bears out of Tahoma in Maple Valley. White uniforms trimmed in blue. Blue Tahoma written across the chest. And they will defend the goal to our left. Wenatchee will defend the goal to our right as we look at it here. The stands on the near side where the teams are empty. Stands on the far side, pretty good contingent of Wenatchee fans. On the west side of the stadium here at Pioneer Park at Liebofto Field of the Apple Bowl, and pretty good contingent that made the trip over from Maple Valley to be here to root on the Tahoma Bears. Round 1 of the WIAA State 4A Championships coming to your way live here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Looks like Tahoma won the toss of the coin, and so they will kick it off here to start us. As we have a beautiful day here in the Wenatchee Valley. Temperatures in the well into the 60s today. Little breeze out of the west. Waiting on the official, blow the whistle, and we're underway here on the NCWLIFE Channel. The first kick by Tahoma will go out of bounds on the far side. Will be a throw-in for Wenatchee. To do the honors over there will be Callan Zumach. Zumach on the far side will toss it in, looking for his teammate. It goes past a group and then is picked away by Tahoma. That is Owen Harned, one of the ones that we were given notations to keep an eye on here today for the Bears. Ball loose out of midfield, headed a couple of times, and will be picked up by Wenatchee on the far sideline as they try to triangulate it over there. Braden Russell with it upon his foot, and then it goes out of bounds, and we throw in for Tahoma. Only a few days for either of these teams to learn something about the opposition before they meet here. That, we should mention, is the third time today that they've met in the state tournament. In 2016, the two teams met for the state championship. Wenatchee coming out on top by a score of 1-0 to win their one and only state title in boys soccer. A couple of years later, the two teams met in the first round here in Wenatchee, with the Panthers coming out on top in that contest as well. So Wenatchee has, I guess you could say, the advantage as far as head-to-heads, but of course these players on the field here, hardly any has seen the other in the last 3 years since the last time they played. So, interesting matchup here today. It's a throw-in on the far side for Wenatchee, as the Panthers' Callan Zumach will throw it in, looking for Tyler Wisen. He headed it, but then another header by Nacho Brandon for Tahoma. Here's a feed ahead. It's a good look for Wenatchee by Pierre Vega. He couldn't catch up with it, however, and then Tahoma will harmlessly feed that back to their tender as Cohen Storch will take care of business back in his own end. Good feed ahead for Pierre Vega, but the midfielder of that ball just skittered across the surface here. And there wasn't anything Vega could do with that one. Kick out to midfield. Anything Vega could do with that one. Kick out to midfield on the goal kick here. Picked away by Wenatchee. And then retrieved by Tahoma. Cole Daly over there. But the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Panthers. Braden Russell will retrieve it down the steps towards the locker room area here on the Pioneer Park side of Liebofto Field of the Apple Bowl. Here's a feed across again, and they do find Vega this time, but a nice job defending there, back by Josh Hare. A couple of Hare brothers playing for Tahoma. Wenatchee able to pick this ball away up the near Picked side. away by Wenatchee. Track it down. Now it's loose. And then retrieved by, now it's loose. Out about the 12, but then stolen away by Wenatchee. Good move by Reyes. Left footer tried to put the foot to it, but then just lost control. It'll be a goal kick for Tahoma. Couple of good opportunities here in the first few minutes for Wenatchee, but no shots on goal so far for the Panthers. Our broadcast here brought to you in part by Biosports Physical Therapy. Find them online at biosports.net. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. A little breeze ruffling the feathers out of the west here this afternoon, but a gorgeous sunsplash day in Wenatchee. Glad you could join us on this Tuesday. A little roughhousing at midfield, and down to the turf goes Noe Villanueva, and quickly Tahoma wants to try to cash in here. Lucero collects the loose ball in Wenatchee's end deep. He's got plenty of defenders. Oh, crossing pass was there for the header on the attempt by Owen Harned, but his header goes a little bit high. Panthers with arms raised, hands towards the sky, saying, how in the world did he get in there untouched like that? But he did, and a golden opportunity for Tahoma to take an early lead goes awry. Now kicking away on the goal kick is Seth Mungia, who has been fantastic this year for the Panthers. Touching out towards midfield. Again, Tahoma on Harned had it for a moment, then lost it on the pass attempt. Now a field ahead, and it's picked away there by Josh Hare. He'll go ahead to a guy with a lot of hair here for Tahoma, dancing in the sunshine here. Noe Villanueva. They'll come back out towards midfield to Brandon. Back it comes to Hare. Trying to reset it up again and get the triangulation out towards midfield. Good steal away, and a whistle going to come against Tahoma. Wenatchee quickly going to rebound as Marcos Bravo tried to kick it away, but then right there is Tahoma. White uniforms all over it. Now the steal away by Vega. Vega has had a good first early frame here for Wenatchee in this first half. We are 5 minutes in to this first 40 minutes of play here in the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee comes up with the ball at midfield. Let's see what the Panthers can assemble here this time on the attack. Ramos ahead, looking for Wisen. Wisen checked by two players. Had the ball taken away from him. Off of his foot. Out towards midfield it comes. The battle ensues there. Vega going for it, and it's kicked out of bounds by Collier. It'll be a throw-in for Tahoma. The throw-in comes in, and then knocked out of bounds again by Wenatchee as Pierre Vega takes it out on the near sideline, and so it'll be a throw-in for the Tahoma Bears. Appreciate you joining us on the NCW Life Channel on our Facebook stream as well as on our website, ncwlife.com. My name is Granstrom, the sports director at the TV station here in Wenatchee, and really appreciate anybody who might be watching from over on the west side here this afternoon. Ball stolen away by the Panthers. There was a nice little reverse kick feed by Wisen, but nobody there to collect it, so the Bears get the ball back. Seth Lutero on the far side will pass it back as Tahoma very fleet of foot here in the early going. Ball is misdirected up the far side, and Wenatchee will come up with it. They'll try to get to the center of the field as it's picked up there by Giovanni Munoz. They'll come back and then feed it ahead, but that's nothing but white jerseys back there for Tahoma, as again doing a good job defensively is Josh Hare. Near sideline goes out of bounds. Collier will throw it in for the Panthers. In the 7th minute here of this first half, scoreless so far in Wenatchee. Throw in comes in. And then a reverse kick by Tahoma. Header out towards midfield by Wenatchee. Battle for it between two guys that share the same number. Mauricio Ramos for Wenatchee and Noe Villanueva for Tahoma. And the official says that's a little bit too much from the Tahoma Bears. And so it'll be a free kick here for Wenatchee. Cross it goes over into the feet of Zumac. Zumac far sideline. They tried a little give and go up the far side, but that was for naught as Tahoma comes up with it. Got to keep remembering that this is not Mount Tahoma. This is Tahoma High School in Maple Valley. Mount Tahoma down around Tacoma. Near side, Jaden Breyer tried to feed it ahead. Wenatchee right there, though, defensively, as they are doing a good job marking just about every time that Tahoma gets it into their end of the field. Cross over to the far side as Wenatchee tries to methodically work it ahead. They do up the far sideline now. As over there is Braden Russell. Tahoma closes in as Villanueva kicks it out of bounds. Another throw in for Wenatchee. In it comes to the feet of Julian Reyes. A talented midfielder here for the Wenatchee Panthers. Panthers, you look at their lineup, they do have a few seniors, but last year, without the benefit of a state championship, Wenatchee was a senior-laden team and just knew they had a club that could compete for a possible state championship, but it wasn't to be. Marcos Bravo let that ball go thinking he had a teammate behind him, maybe in the form of Tyler Wisen, but no, it goes over to Tahoma. Tahoma trying to get it up towards midfield, and looks like it's going to go out of bounds, be a throw in here for Wenatchee. Another throw in for the Panthers by Corn Collier. Comes into a header. Wisen hit from behind, No whistle, play on, and the ball is loose and picked up here by Wenatchee. It trickles, and just wide of the net on a left footer by Marcos Bravo. First real shot here for Wenatchee. They've had opportunities, but that's the first kick where the ball was actually trickling towards the goal, but no problem back there for Cohen Storch. For Tahoma. So it'll be a goal kick for the Bears. Sailing into the breeze here at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl. Comes ahead to Wenatchee and then is misdirected and picked up by the Bears, Brandon. And they'll get it centered, and there to collect is Mungia on a kind of a weak attempt right in front of the goal mouth, but Panthers do a good job of converging defensively after giving up the ball in their own end. So a mistake that could have cost them, but the Panthers are able to rebound. Ball taken away at midfield here by Ramos. They'll back it up and then feed ahead. Good foot movement there by Munoz. Giovanni takes it over to the far side again as the Panthers lose it out of bounds. Just a little bit too strong over there for Wenatchee in the shadows of the grandstands where our parents are located and fans. Zachary Hare going to come in here for Tahoma. Also into the contest is Carter Welch here for the Bears. As taking a seat will be Josh Hare along with Owen Harned. Substitutions made in the 11th minute of this one in a scoreless tie here at the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee on the throw-in. Kick it ahead to nothing but green grass. And so Tahoma will have a throw-in back in their end about 15 yards away from the goal line. Throw-in comes in to Nacho Brandon. Tahoma gets it near midfield. Good pass near side to Noe Villanueva. He'll kick it ahead for the streaking Chuck Hansen. Hansen comes up with it, looking for a teammate. Can't find anybody. Wenatchee steps in. Defenders do well. But now the ball stolen away by Noe Villanueva. Ball kicked near sideline. First round of the state 4A tournament. Two bodies collide. Wenatchee says it's theirs. The throw-in, however, should be to Tahoma, according to our center referee, Jesus Covarrubias. By the end of this, I'll have that pronunciation figured out. A few headers on the near side as the ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Wenatchee. Our broadcast here brought to you in part by Charter College. They work to get you to work. Find out about how to enroll today at chartercollege.edu. Also by Confluence Health. High-quality care close to home. Confluence Health dedicated to improving their patients' health with safe, high-quality care in 12 communities. Going to be a free kick for Wenatchee. The Tahoma bench near side not happy with that call. Panthers will go along the far sideline this time on their attack. Ball, unfortunately, goes out of bounds for the Panthers. It'll be another throw-in for Tahoma. And if you're watching us from Western Washington, this is certainly the time of year to visit the Wenatchee Valley. It is Chamber of Commerce postcard perfect right now with all of our surrounding hills emerald green, and that won't last long. We'll get another month into summertime and everything will turn brown. But right now, it is breathtakingly beautiful, especially when we get a sunsplash day like today. Throw-in goes the way of Tahoma, and they're just going to fire it in from way outside by Zachary Hare, and right there to collect it is Seth Mungia. Panthers just cannot handle it cleanly on that far sideline. Another misdirected ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Bears. Comes into Seth Lucero. We get a whistle, though, and it's going to be Wenatchee free kick. Or is it a Wenatchee throw-in? Wenatchee throw-in, excuse me. Ball went out of bounds on the far side. Or maybe it was an illegal throw-in by the Bears. Could have been. The official right there on the spot. Near side it comes to Corin Collier, directing traffic with his hand while he handles the ball with his feet. Now a feed ahead is to not anybody in particular, and will go out of bounds off of a bare foot, or should I say a paw? And the throw in for Wenatchee, stolen away niftily by Jaden Breyer for Tahoma. Now it's stolen away by Wenatchee. Back the other way, momentum went, but now the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Tahoma. Good defense by the Bears. A couple of different opportunities. Look like Wenatchee might have something brewing, but not to be, as Tahoma does a good job getting back defensively. Throw in for the Bears on the far side. We're in the 15th minute of the first 40 here in the Apple Bowl tonight. Throw in comes in. Touched momentarily by Zachary Hare. And then handled on the far side by Lucero. That ball is misdirected. And Tyler Wisen with an opportunity, a 1-on-4. He's got some help back center. The ball centered, but then rooted away up the far sideline. Wenatchee tried to scamper after it and still take advantage of their numbers, but they cannot, so they'll have to back it away and then reset it here offensively. It'll come to Collier here near side. Collier feeds ahead, looking for a little help from Marcos Bravo. The ball is saved in bounds by Tahoma, but then finally goes out of bounds. A throw in for Wenatchee. It'll be Braden Russell that'll throw it in for the Panthers. It goes in, and then kind of a misheader by Tahoma. Ball still alive for Wenatchee. And here's an opportunity with a rifle kick on the way, and saved nicely for Tahoma by Cohen Storch. Wow, that was a shot. First real good look, and now we get a push and a shove on the far side, and we'll see if that's a yellow card. The Wenatchee fans right by the play are asking for one, but they're not going to get it. It will be a free kick for Wenatchee, however. Panther fans incensed over there on the push by Zachary Hare. Wenatchee going to kick it into Tahoma territory. The ball stopped on a dime by Tyler Wisen. He will try to foot it towards the goal, but it will sail wide left. Still scoreless in this first half. Winner goes on, loser season is done. That's how it works in the 16-team state championships here for 4A soccer. AB tournament a little bit different. Like Bridgeport, for example, hosting a play-in game today up in Bridgeport. That game underway. Probably about second half action happening in Bridgeport right now. Wenatchee in the upper part of the bracket. Strangely, for fans here in the Wenatchee Valley that have seen some fantastic matches between Wenatchee and Eastmont, the 4A school across the river here across the Columbia in the Wenatchee Valley. The two teams played 3 times this season, with Wenatchee coming out on top of all 3, including a week ago where the Panthers won the district championship to earn a number 3 seed here into the state tournament. The two teams are in the opposite side of the bracket. Here's a challenge by Tahoma. What a nice job of marking the player downfield by Wenatchee. Zachary Hare was looking for space. Now we get a whistle, and there's a player slow to get up for Tahoma. Jaden Breyer still on the ground, so the official's going to come check on him. They finally help him to his feet. And he's going to have to be replaced as he is pretty gimpy on that right side. And Wenatchee also looks like they're going to make a replacement here. Coach is going to come out and check on his player, Rick Malloy. Out there to check on his player. Our broadcast here brought to you in part by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, providing heating and air conditioning service, installation, and repair since 1982 here in the Valley. Serving residential and commercial, they specialize in indoor air quality. We do have an athletic trainer that is present, thanks to the Wenatchee side of the field. And they will take the injured player off and have him tended to. Looks like he's reaching down around his right knee. Maybe got shot right to the knee. We're talking about Jaden Breyer. So he'll be replacing the lineup by Pablo Flores, a junior midfielder for Tahoma. Meanwhile, it's a Free kick here for Wenatchee. Near sideline it comes. Panthers battling for it, but looks like Carter Welch got the better of it for a moment. And then Collier right there. Beautiful job of keeping it alive for Wenatchee. And the ball scampered off of Bravo's legs and then stolen away by Tahoma. Bears on the attack. Oh, beautiful little pirouette there in the middle of the field by Nacho Brandon. Far side it goes. Opportunity for Tahoma, and the centering pass is knocked away by Wenatchee. Fans across the way hollering for either club. Now a header in front of the goal. Dangerous play, and we're going to get a handball, I believe, called against Tahoma, and it will be a free kick for Wenatchee. They'll quickly reset it to Ramos. Ramos near side. Little giveaway. I thought they were maybe going to do a give and go between he and Julian Reyes. Now up ahead to Wisen. Wisen with a centering pass up front and a little bit too high for Bravo. It'll be picked up back there by Cohen Storch. 21st minutes here of the first half. 80 minutes of first round 4A soccer here with the WIAA state tournament in Wenatchee. If the Panthers win, they will have another home game coming up on Saturday. Little hold call by our center referee against Tahoma. Ball in their end again where it has been most of this first half, but now little hand play called against Wenatchee, and it will be a free kick for Tahoma. Substitution here for the Panthers coming in will be Alex Tovar, and he will replace the man that was just whistled for that little extra curricular activity on the field. So getting a break here for Wenatchee's Julian Reyes. Free kick ahead into Wenatchee's end, headed by the Panthers, but then picked up on the foot for Tahoma by Nacho Brandon. Comes near side to Villanueva. Little triangulation there, picked away by Wenatchee. Tyler Wisen will go back with it to Collier, back to Wisen. Wisen dribbles across midfield. They get it centered. The ball off the foot of Bravo will go be picked up by Tahoma. Now an opportunity, but Collier right there to redirect it. Far side it goes to Lucero. Lucero ahead, finding Hare. Zachary with a crossing pass. It's way wide of the goal mouth and will be footed out towards midfield by Wenatchee. Headed by Tahoma. Near sideline it comes. The battle is there, and it goes out of bounds. I think it's off of Wenatchee. No, they're going to see a throw in for the Panthers. Wow. In comes to Bravo. Bravo, midfield, dancing, dribbling, finding, and then it goes past everybody and will be picked up back there by Storch. Look for Wenatchee like they've had a few opportunities that have gone awry here in this first half. Goalie kick by Storch comes out towards midfield. Battle for there. Bravo trying to get it for Wenatchee. He comes away with it. He'll feed ahead, and racing for it is Vega. Pierre Vega down in the corner. A battle for him. The ball will be touched by Tahoma and will go in our first corner kick of the afternoon. Substitution here for Tahoma. Looks like coming back into the contest is Jaden Breyer. And he will replace Villanueva. Also in comes Nicholas Berry for the Bears. I will get who he substituted for in just a moment. Meanwhile, a corner kick for Wenatchee. Our first corner kick of the contest. Down to our left. The official making sure everybody's to his liking. And here comes the kick. Going for the far post. That's a little bit too long for everybody. Picked up over there by Wenatchee. Looks like Bravo has it. He'll turn and kick a left footer, but easily handled by Cohen Storch. Probably not the execution that Coach Dennis Johnson was looking for there. Stolen away by Wisen momentarily. Tahoma, though, trying to get after it. Header towards midfield will be picked up by Brandon, who just came back in. Brandon, near side it comes to Hansen, back to Brandon. His right footer crossing over towards the middle of the field, picked away by Wenatchee. Almost a mistake for the Panthers. It's just tracked down back there by Callan Zumach. Boy, the Panthers being a little dangerous with bringing that ball back because Zeth Lucero has been there on almost every occasion. Header goes backwards into Wenatchee's end, and now a foot race for Tyler Wisen. Wisen is going to come up with it. A little push and shove there. Official says play on. The ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Wenatchee. Nearly 25 minutes have elapsed in this first half. Still scoreless here in Wenatchee in the first round of the state 4A tournament. Appreciate you joining us on the NCWLIFE Channel. I'm Eric Granstrom with your play-by-play. The throw-in comes in, but immediately touched on the foot by Chuck Hansen. Goes back out of bounds. So another throw-in opportunity for the Panthers. This time they'll come backwards with it to Corin Collier. Collier will survey the scene, go to Bravo. Bravo dancing around past the official. And now the ball is turned back the other way by Tahoma. Jaden Bruce is there. Wenatchee falls down. That might give it opportunity here. Zachary Hare ahead, and now they're going to call a foul on Wenatchee, and this will be a free kick for Tahoma. Be about 30, 40 yards away from the goal mouth, so we'll see what Tahoma has as far as the foot power here. Looks like Jaden Breyer might do the honors on this free kick for the Bears. Into our sinking sun here at Lee-Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl. Again, a little breeze in his face. Not too bad. Only probably 5 miles an hour at most. Here's a kick ahead. It will kind of slimmer over left. And with that arc, it went off ahead, but it went off a Tahoma head out of bounds. So it's a throw-in for Wenatchee. Field surface turf, or the field turf surface here at Lee-Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl, very similar to what they have at Lumen Field where the Seahawks play. You walk out on it, and it feels very spongy underfoot. Wenatchee on a whiff back there, and now a play ahead. It'll be another opportunity for Collier. Collier with a nice job of coming up with that ball, and now a feed ahead. Tyler Wisen is close, but all the way out. Storch comes way outside the goal crease and is able to catch that ball off his foot and take it to the far sideline. Very decisive play by the sophomore goalkeeper for Tahoma, Cohen Storch. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their number one priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pick up and drop off available too. Stop by their website at globalcarcare.net. Wenatchee again on the attack. Tahoma dropping back in defense. Collier with it, and then he's tripped, and they're going to call a free kick here for Wenatchee. Wow. They called that against Nicholas Berry. And so Wenatchee, not point blank, but boy, this is good opportunity for the Panthers, and it will be Giovanni Munoz who will take the free kick opportunity. And he's about 20 yards, a little more than 20 yards away from the goal, as he'll have to wait. And it looks like we had a substitution for Wenatchee coming in. The center referee says, all right, let's make that substitution. Gabriel Mata will come in for the Panthers. Also a substitution for Tahoma as Owen Harned comes back into the contest. One of the starters for Rick Malloy here this afternoon out of the North Puget Sound League. Coming over from Maple Valley, about a 2.5-hour drive. Here's the kick ahead by Munoz, and the header, and it's in! Goal for Wenatchee. Tyler Wisen will give the first point of the postseason here for the Panthers, and they take a 1-0 lead. Giovanni Munoz with the assist, just a soft little left footer ahead, and Tyler Wisen was able to get past the bunch, and he scores it here in the 29th minute. Another quick opportunity for Wenatchee is the crowd for the Panthers. Good crowd on hand here this afternoon here in the Apple Bowl. Both for Wenatchee and for Tahoma. Good to see the folks from Maple Valley make the trip over here. Our first goal of the game comes here in the 29th minute off the head of Tyler Wisen. Goal kick for Tahoma comes out towards midfield. Munoz is there for Wenatchee. Nobody clearly controlling it yet. And now a footer ahead. Wisen on the challenge, but it's kicked aside by Kyle Skevington. First time we've called his name here this afternoon. Ball out of bounds, far side to be a throw-in for Wenatchee. And it looks like Callan Zumach will do the honors over there. Callan with a hefty heave down towards the end line, and Tahoma there. Wisen collects it. He'll try to center it. Ball is loose, dancing around. It's now high in the air, and then picked up off of a header. Now Wenatchee comes up with it again on the far side down in the corner. Crossing pass. Will it go off of Tahoma? Yes, it will. It'll be a corner kick for Wenatchee. So our second corner kick of the game so far, both by the Panthers, this time on the far side. Wind picks up a little bit here this afternoon. Wenatchee will be working against the wind in the second half, and Tahoma will have the wind at their backs. Nothing really to affect the flight of the ball, honestly. We've certainly seen it much worse here in the Wenatchee Valley this spring. Yeah, it'd be nice to finally get some spring-like weather, that's for sure. So here comes the corner kick. It looks like it's Munoz over there for the Panthers. 4 in front of the box for Tahoma, and the header is actually hit by Tahoma and then comes out. Footed by the Panthers as Vega had it for a moment. Then Collier giving chase. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be out to a throw-in for Tahoma. Little push from behind. I thought maybe the official was going to blow the whistle. He does finally. And I believe this will be a throw-in for Tahoma. Yes, it will. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Harvest Valley Pest Control. You can rest assured Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kid and pet safe material around your home or office. Call today for your free estimates. One of a few games being played. In fact, I'll have to look at that schedule again in the 4A tournament. This may be the only game being played today. So a lot of eyeballs on this one, especially for the teams that could possibly face the winner of this one. We'll talk more about the bracketing coming up at halftime. Wenatchee comes up with the ball a feet ahead and a little bit too far ahead of the streaking Mauricio Ramos. As Cohen Storch comes out, collects that one nicely here for Tahoma. Ball comes all the way up into the grandstands here on the near side. So Josiah Davison, our line producer, going to help out with that one. Meanwhile, see if they come up with a new ball. We'll see the goalkeeper for Tahoma retreats, but looks like Josiah might get to the ball before then. Nope. Coming up on the NCWLIFE Channel, our next broadcast will be graduations. Eastmont graduation on Friday, June 3rd at 6 o'clock from the Town Toyota Center. That'll be followed by Wenatchee's graduation here in the Apple Bowl at 8 o'clock. That's all on Friday, June 3rd here on the NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station. Ball out towards midfield. Wenatchee again dangerous with those passes backwards where Tahoma putting the press. Ball picked up by Tahoma out towards midfield, but then away by Wenatchee, and then feet ahead goes past everybody and right to the waiting hands of Storch back there for Tahoma. Ooh, a little collision there in midfield, and they're going to say this is a free kick for Tahoma. How about that? Thought maybe the positioning was for Munoz for Wenatchee, but no, they say that was advantage Tahoma. Header ahead by Tahoma, but it'll come into the hands of Mungia for Wenatchee. Panthers come into this one today with 6 shutouts on the season, 7 shutouts for Tahoma. Panthers have averaged almost 3.5 goals per game this season. They have scored 59 on the season coming into tonight, while they've allowed 21. That's an average of 1.2 goals per game, as they come in with that record of 14-2-1 on the season. Tahoma, meanwhile, averaging 2.8 goals per contest in their 11 wins. 52 goals for and 18 allowed against. That's an average of 1 goal per contest. So 2 good teams playing here in the first round of the State 4A tournament. We'll have a substitution for Wenatchee. Coming in will be Braden Russell back into the contest. And they'll first motion to whom is coming out. And they only have their numbers on the back, so I got to wait till I can see the back. And that looks like Alex Tovar that's coming out here for Wenatchee. In the 36 minutes, so time winding down here in this first half with Wenatchee on top 1-0 on a header by Tyler Wisen, who, as I mentioned it, headed the ball out of bounds. Throw in for Tahoma. Bears have had few and far between opportunities here in this first half. The ball has been kind of heavily slided to the Tahoma defensive end here in this first half. But Wenatchee has been lackadaisical on some of these backwards passes here in this first half that look like opportunities for Tahoma. Here they come again. Villanueva will do a sidewinder right footer, and right there down to a knee is Mungia, and he will make the save. Mungia with a hefty punt downfield. It'll go the length of our stadium here, and will go out of bounds and be a goal kick the other way for Tahoma. As I mentioned, Wenatchee and Tahoma have met a couple of other times, once for the state championship in 2016, and then in the first round of the state tournament in 2017. Wenatchee winning all 2 of the contests prior to this one here tonight, and both of those, let's see, actually won the first time the state championship, Wenatchee winning at 1-0. And then in the playoffs, first round of the playoffs back in 2017, Wenatchee winning it by a score of 2-0. So Tahoma, the Bears looking for their first goal against Wenatchee in the postseason here today. Substitution here for Tahoma. Bears will bring in Chuck Hansen back into the contest. Also for Wenatchee, Julian Reyes will check back in. As we wind the clock down here on this first half. Good student body contingent over for Wenatchee. Have been standing on the aluminum bleachers across the way throughout this first half of play. The throw-in comes into the chest of Julian Reyes, but then knocked away by Tahoma. Bears had numbers, but kick a little bit too strong, goes over on the far side. Picked up there by Wenatchee as Munoz dribbles around in midfield, looking for some space and then looking for a teammate, and he finds that in the form of Reyes. Little 2-man game out there on the far side. Reyes, as you hear the winds pick up in our microphone here, collects the ball back, and then he's pushed from behind. No call by the official. He says play on. Inadvertent contact there. And Tyler Wisen comes up with it, tries to get between defenders, but then coming out is Storch, and he will smother that opportunity for Wenatchee. Kick ahead on the far side, intended for Zeth Lucero. They try to feed across, and the header on an attempt towards the goal is picked up easily by Mungia. As the clock is now stopped at 38:33, well, 38 minutes, so the time kept on the field by our center referee. Munoz collects the ball at midfield, tried a little give and go, but nice job defending there for the Bears by Joshua Jordan. Jesus Covarrubias, our center referee today for this first-round state match at Wenatchee's Lee-Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl. Keeping our clock now. By the way, we have another corner kick. This will be the third of the first half. All three by Wenatchee. Munoz with the corner kick. Across. Headed by Tahoma, and it will go out of bounds. Looks like it'll be another corner kick for Wenatchee over on the left side this time. Apple Bowl's been here for a long time. Renamed after Lee Bofto, former longtime football coach here at Wenatchee High School. Several years ago, about the time that they redid the surface here with the field turf. This was one of the best natural grass surfaces in the state of Washington for football. Not bad for soccer, but come postseason, you want that artificial surface to be able to host a game like this. And so that's why they made the investment on getting the field turf surface laid down here at the Apple Bowl. Battle out towards midfield as we're going to get a push by Wenatchee. And a free kick for Tahoma. See if the Bears can mount an attack here before halftime. Villanueva near side. Ball taken away from him as he stopped it, picked up by Wisen at midfield. Tick-tock, not much left here this first half. Stolen away by Tahoma. Far side it goes. Bears have it. Panthers try to pick it up. It'll be Reyes. Then Munoz. Then Wisen. Wisen with a heads-up dribble. Down the far side. And we're going to get offsides called against Wenatchee, and so it'll be a ball in the foot of Tahoma. Can't be much left here this first half. Left-footed kick by Chuck Hansen will sail all the way into the Wenatchee end here and then be turned back by the Panthers as it's lifted aloft, as trying to track it down as Kyle Skevington here for the Bears. And he will kick it back to their keeper. But, boy, a dangerous play. The Panthers were sniffing a little blood in the water. Tahoma able to revert, and that'll be our final play of our first half, where the Wenatchee Panthers lead the Tahoma Bears by a score of 1-0 in this first-round State 4A playoff game at Lee-Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl. We will take a break and come back more from halftime here at the Apple Bowl coming up on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCWLIFE. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
It's a little scary at first, right? You're just throwing money out there hoping it comes back. And to see those results come back through and see people walk through the door and say, hey, saw your TV advertisement. Those are the kinds of things that you see the return on. And when you look at the cost spent, you know you're making a return on it. NCWLIFE really does a great job of exposing our brand and Succession wines to North Central Washington. There's a huge market here and market potential that NCWLIFE is able to help us capture, spread who we are, and tell the world about what Succession does, and they are a great avenue for that.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
And welcome back once again here to the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee, where we are at halftime in this first-round State 4A playoff game between the Wenatchee Panthers and the Tahoma Bears, and an entertaining first half of play, and Wenatchee holds on to a 1-0 lead here at the half, and it was kind of both teams feeling each other out. A little more opportunities in that first half for Wenatchee than there were for Tahoma, as the ball seemed to be kind of slanted in one direction for quite a bit of that first half of play. Finally, on a free kick in the 29th minute for Wenatchee by Giovanni Munoz, about 20 yards away from the goal on the left. He put a left foot into it, and then Tyler Wisen was able to find his way, snake through the crowd, and head the ball into the back of the net past the diving Cohen Storch, and that gave Wenatchee its only goal of the game, and that's where we sit right now, 1-0. And yet another goal for Tyler Wisen on this spectacular season for the senior for Wenatchee High School. The Panthers, if they can hang on and win, will go on to play the winner of tomorrow's matchup between Issaquah and Puyallup. So I'm sure we've got a lot of Issaquah and Puyallup fans that are watching this one here tonight. In fact, looking down the entire list of the first-round games of the state tournament, the only other first-round game that's happening tonight is happening at Edgar Brown Stadium right now as we speak, as Pasco takes on Bothell. All the rest of the games are tomorrow in this first-round matchup. So Issaquah and Puyallup play tomorrow night at Spark Stadium in Puyallup at 6 o'clock. Other first-round games tomorrow at 7 at Skyline High School. Skyline's hosting Kennedy Catholic. Kamiak takes on Union at McKenzie Stadium tomorrow at 5. Eastmont has a first-round match tomorrow on the road at Bellarmine Prep High School. That starts at 6 o'clock. Chiawana will face Newport at Newport High School in Bellevue. That's tomorrow at 6. And the other first-round game tomorrow has Lewis and Clark taking on Camas at Gonzaga Prep. That'll be at 5 o'clock tomorrow in the suburbs of Spokane. Again, this first-round matchup so far going the way of the home team here at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl, with the Wenatchee Panthers lead by a score of 1-0 over the Tahoma Bears. We'll come back with more here at halftime at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl right after this on the NCWLIFE Channel.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver. Shopping cart, because Les Schwab helps keep us safe with brakes, steering, and more. Eyes ahead, Dad! Know what those guys back there offer with their tires? Toilet paper. But Les Schwab gives the safety by the carload. Turn here! We're kind of a big deal here.
Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
When the people you serve are your friends and family, you see the world a bit differently. You understand that your survival depends on the health and strength of your relationships. Your word is your reputation, and that doing the right thing is the only way of life that matters. At Confluence Health, we remain humble. Trust is a gift that is earned, a privilege, an honor. And we remain grateful for the trust you place in our hands.
Back again here, just about ready for the teams to emerge. In fact, just as I start talking, I see Tahoma coming out of their locker room across the way. So we're getting ready for the second half here between the Bears and the Panthers here at Wenatchee's Liebofto Field, where the Panthers lead it by a score of 1-0 heading into this second half of play. And we'll see what the Bears have to say as far as a counterattack to what took place in the first half. Our coverage on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Les Schwab. They take your safety seriously every time you stop by. Also by One Way Construction, your project, your way. Find them online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Also by Rivercom 911. They are hiring today. See what a career as a telecommunicator can do for you and what you could do for your community. Go to rivercom911.org and apply today. Well, we mentioned a couple of graduation ceremonies that are coming up here in the next few weeks. We get through Memorial Day weekend, then boom, it's graduation time for the class of 2022 here in the Wenatchee Valley. We'll have Eastmont's graduation live at 3 o'clock on the NCWLIFE, not 3 o'clock, June 3rd at 6 p.m. here on the NCWLIFE Channel from the Town Toyota Center as things get back to quote-unquote normal. And then following that on Friday, June 3rd at 8 p.m. here in the Apple Bowl, it'll be Wenatchee High School's graduation ceremony. The following Tuesday will feature Westside High School's graduation from Westside High School. That'll be at 7 o'clock on the 7th. Wasn't that a Drew Carey movie? The 7th at 7? 1-0 our score here. The officials getting quite a talking to by the coaching staff for Tahoma. Rick Malloy still out there talking with the officials. And apparently they're looking into the stands here as Tahoma came out of the locker room. I don't know if there was something maybe dropped upon the head of one of the Bears or not. I'd hate to think that was the case. Typically speaking, good fan base here supporting soccer and kids and, not nefarious activities happening, but, you never know. Wenatchee Panthers finally emerge from their locker room, come out to get ready for the second half of play. Again, the winner of this will take on the winner of Issaquah and Puyallup, and should it be Wenatchee, that would mean a home match Saturday for the Panthers against either Puyallup or Issaquah right here at Liebofto Field of the Apple Bowl. And that, according to Dennis Stronson, would probably be sometime in the afternoon. I was talking with Jim Beeson, the athletic director here for Wenatchee High School, too. The game was originally scheduled on Friday night, which the Panthers would have loved, but travel situation for either school, Issaquah or Puyallup, was just not to their liking. The officials, by the way, are talking now with Jim Beeson, and Beeson will be approached by Rick Malloy, the coach for Tahoma. Apparently there was a problem with somebody in the stands across the way, as far as not sure what happened as the team emerged from the locker room, but kind of a not the best spot for the team to be emerging from the locker room. Right underneath the student body for Wenatchee. And so Jim Beeson out there trying to take care of the situation and to find who might be a culprit, as far as hard to say what happened. Either something said or something done towards Tahoma. And hate to see that. Now the Wenatchee student body is being asked by Beeson. Looks like they're either leaving or moving away from the sidelines that are close to Tahoma. So Tahoma has unfettered access to and from their locker room. So apparently that is the issue. So that's being taken care of. The officials were approached by the coaching staff for Tahoma coming out of the locker room right away, and then the officials went to Jim Beeson, the athletic director here at Wenatchee High School. So it's been taken care of. Wenatchee will have the kickoff here to start the second half. Tyler Wisen feeds ahead to Marcos Bravo. That has been a deadly combination for the Panthers here this season. Tahoma comes up with the loose ball back in their end. The ball seemed to be siding more on the Tahoma side of the field in that first half. We'll see if the Bears can change that around here in the second half. Battling is Zeth Lucero. Comes out towards midfield to Ignacio Brandon. I should say Nacho. Coaching staff told me it's Nacho, not Ignacio. Tyler Wisen. Oh, kicked the ball off the back of his own player, and it's going to be offsides against Wenatchee. Wisen is pleading his case. Meanwhile, the Bears quickly put the ball back in play. Far side, it's off of the foot of Lucero again. Nifty move by Brandon. Ahead, Wenatchee backing up with black jerseys there to counter, and they'll take the ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here for Tahoma. Josh Hare with the ball in hand. Passes it in to Jaden Breyer. Tahoma with an opportunity, and the kick goes high, and they're going to say no offsides, possibly. Goal kick for Wenatchee. I heard a whistle just as the foot was being applied to the ball, so I'm not sure if it was offsides or not. Chuck Hansen with the shot for Tahoma. Golden opportunity for the Bears. My vision from up here in the press box, it's a long way to the side official that would have had the offsides flag up, and I couldn't see through a couple of panes of glass to see if the flag was up or not. Nonetheless, Wenatchee with the ball. Near side as they try to work it. Although nice defensive play by Nacho Brandon. And little pushing and shoving going on here near side between Wenatchee's Callan Zumach and one of the Tahoma players. I believe it was Joshua Jordan. No, excuse me, it was Nacho Brandon that were kind of squaring off with one another. The official lets it go, but it will be a free kick here for the Bears with the wind at their back here in the second half. That kick ahead will sail past everybody and over the end line. It'll be a goal kick. Appreciate you joining us on the NCWLIFE Channel, wherever you may be. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Sangster Motors. The American Challenge is on at Sangster Motors, home of the all-new Yukon SUV. Also by Save Mart. Shop smart, shop local, providing outstanding value and service since 1962. I see they're quickly going through their plant sale at Save Mart. The bark is diminishing out in the parking lot. Wenatchee backing it up, and far side kick will be saved in bounds by Tahoma as the Bears try to mount an attack here and get this game evened up here in the second half. And Wenatchee's just going to send that ball deep out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in far side in Wenatchee's end by the Bears. Bears on a little 3-game winning streak to get them to this point in the state tournament. They won playoff games at Kentwood and at Emma Ridge. In fact, overtime and I think a shootout against Emerald Ridge to get them to this point. Wenatchee had one playoff game. They won the district championship at a 2-1 contest here in the Apple Bowl over Cross River rival Eastmont. Eastmont's first round game of the state tournament is tomorrow at Bellarmine Prep. Ball stolen away by Tahoma. Here's Villanueva. Crossing pass, and the kick goes off the front of the crossbar. Boot by Zeth Lucero. Hit the crossbar and bounces off. Throw in for Tahoma. Bears, a little more enthusiasm here in this second half. Throw in comes in. We get a whistle, though, first. And the official going to warn one of the Panthers verbally, not to pulling a card out as of yet. Oh, he does give a yellow card. Does give a yellow card. And we'll see who has to come out of the game for the Panthers. It could be Julian Reyes, I believe. Panthers are pleading their case on the far side. Meanwhile, coming in for the Panthers will be Liam Willett. And again, I believe Julian Reyes is coming out. We'll have to see the number once it gets over to the near side. The official says, hang on. I'm going to make sure that we get everybody set here before we can change things around. It'll be throw-in for Wenatchee. Apparently another illegal throw-in by Tahoma on the far side. So the Panthers have it. I've yet to see anybody come out of the game. And again, my apologies. I'm definitely not the most savvy soccer aficionado. Actually, Corin Collier is the one who got the yellow card. So Collier with the yellow card, and then he comes out. There we go. He was coming around the far side of the field. Tyler Wisen giving chase as Cohen Storch comes up with the ball. Now he'll punt it away for Tahoma out towards midfield. Bears triangulating here near side. Ball stolen away by Wenatchee, and then losing it out of bounds was Marcos Bravo to throw in for the Bears. Good job of marking there by Tahoma by Cole Daly. Left foot ahead here for the Bears by Chuck Hansen. Hansen, the ball goes out across the end line, and now the question is whether it's a corner kick, and yes, it will be the first corner kick of the game here for the Bears. And doing the honors in the corner will be Jaden Breyer. So we'll see what kind of a kick approach that the Bears have from the corner. Right foot into it. Far post they try. The header, it's knocked around, still loose, and then finally cleared away by Wenatchee. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Tahoma. Throw-in comes to Villanueva. He'll shoulder it, and then it goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Wenatchee. Well, certainly a more inspired first 8 minutes of the second half by the Bears. Got a talking to by the coaching staff and Rick Malloy and company at halftime about being a little more aggressive. And then who knows what happened with the crowd over there as they emerged from the locker room. But apparently that helped fuel the fire here for Tahoma. Throw in for the Bears near side. It'll be Jaden Breyer who throws it in. Looking for the foot of Chuck Hansen. Now it comes back. A little dribble for Zeth Lucero. Picked up by Wenatchee. And we got pushing and shoving. Let's see. It's going to be a throw in again for the Bears. Daly will throw it in. Try to go down in the corner to Villanueva, and marked there, and the ball goes out of bounds. Let's see, is it another corner kick? No, they're going to say a goal kick for Wenatchee. Wow. Thought maybe that touched the Panther last before it went over the end line, but no, the officials right there say it'll be a goal kick for the Panthers as Seth Mungia will kick it away. Broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel, brought to you by Biosports Physical Therapy. Find them online at biosports.net, open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Panthers collect the ball near midfield and back it away. Munoz. Far side it goes. Now up ahead to Ramos. To Wisen. And a push or a handball going to be called against Wenatchee. It'll be Tahoma ball. Boy, Tahoma waits no time at all to get that ball restarted again. Villanueva goes down in a heap at midfield, and they're going to say a free kick here for the Bears. Julian Reyes is the guilty party, and the center referee talking to him right now, doing some preventative officiating and explaining what happened. That's Jesus Covarrubias, our center referee today. So a free kick for Tahoma out towards midfield. I don't know if they'll boot it all the way in, see if they can get a deflection. Zeth Lucero will do the honors here from near midfield. Left foot into it, ahead. And it's loose out in front, picked up by Villanueva, and then glances off of Mungia, goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal or a corner kick for Tahoma. Dangerous ball there. Little "We Will Rock You," a hand clap and stomp by the Tahoma fans on the far side. As again, it'll be Jaden Breyer who will do the corner kick. Left foot into it, across the far post, header, and then picked up by Mungia. Nice job. Mungia quickly brings it out for Wenatchee, and now we're going to get a push from behind, I believe, by the Panthers. It'll be a free kick here for Tahoma. Boy, the Tahoma fans are not happy with the physical play of the Panthers here. And again, Tahoma will have an opportunity on a free kick. It'll be, I think, Lucero? No, it'll be Breyer who will put the foot to it inside the 40 here at Liebofto Field of the Apple Bowl. The kick ahead. The header, it goes sailing wide and left off of the head of Jaden Breyer. Excuse me, it wasn't Breyer. It was Nacho Brandon who had the header. It was Breyer that brought the ball into play, and then Brandon with the header, but goes a little bit high and wide left. So Mungia with a goal kick here for Wenatchee. We're in the 52nd minute of this second half. 1-0, Wenatchee leading it on the header by Tyler Wisen back in the 29th minute of the first half. Nifty footwork here by Zeth Lucero. He'll back it up on the Tahoma side of midfield, then collect it back, but then the ball stolen away. Nice foot play there by Julian Reyes. And then a feed ahead will go right to the control of Cole Daly for the Bears. Wenatchee giving chase, and then a ricochets off of a Panther out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Tahoma. Got to like the pace of play here by the Bears here in the second half. They have really picked it up a lot. Pass ahead. Tyler Wisen is there, but they're going to say no, offsides against the Panthers. So a free kick here for Tahoma. 53rd minute of this first round State 4A playoff game in Wenatchee tonight. Good one here. Glad you could join us on the NCWLIFE Channel. Eric Granstrom with you here at the Apple Bowl. Much more functional approach here in the second half by Tahoma. This pass, though, a little bit too far ahead of Zachary Hare, and will be a goal kick for Wenatchee. Beautiful afternoon in the Wenatchee Valley with warm temperatures finally spring-like here in Wenatchee after we've been, I'm sure, same as you if you're watching on from the west side, not much spring to speak of. We had a better spring in March than we've had April and May so far. but finally rewarded with a little better weather. Substitution here for Wenatchee. Raul Multa comes into the contest for the first time. Meanwhile, Mungia with the goal kick brings it out towards midfield. Headed there by Wenatchee, then turned aside by Tahoma to a knee, a chest, body loose, and another whistle against Wenatchee. So a free kick by Tahoma. Off to Villanueva. Near side it comes to Daly. Daly crosses it over. Bodies leap into the air. And here's a right-footed kick. Got away from Mungia for a moment. And then he's able to cover. Good attack by Jaden Breyer for the Bears. Feels kind of like almost hang-on time for Wenatchee with the Bears' attack that they've mounted here in the second half. Here's a ball loose, being tracked down. Is he able to keep it in bounds? I think he did. Was Chuck Hansen down there. And Mungia comes out, puts a foot to it, and then returned quickly by Daly. Daly pushed from behind, and now we're going to get a whistle and a free kick and a yellow card maybe coming from the pocket of our center referee. It is against Tyler Wisen. The Tahoma fans applauding, the Wenatchee fans growling. Second yellow card of the game against Wenatchee, and this against the best player on the field in Tyler Wisen. Jesus Covarrubias, our official, our center referee here, understanding the physicality of this game and doesn't want to get it out of hand. Now a golden opportunity here for Tahoma. Noe Villanueva with the ball about 20 yards from the goal. Will he try to score it himself, or will he try to lift it aloft and try to get a little help here from his teammates? Bears on the attack. The approach, the kick, and fumbled away and then picked up by Mungia. Oh my. Panther fans getting a little verklempt on that one. Wenatchee now with the ball in control, far side. And we're going to get a little push here by Tahoma. Our broadcast brought to you by Charter College. They work to get you to work. Find out about how to enroll today at chartercollege.edu. Panthers with it, trying to get it out towards midfield. It has not been in Tahoma's end much here in the second half so far. Finally enters in Braden Russell. Near sideline with it. And then coming up with it, they're without Tyler Wisen, are the Panthers right now. The ball turned away by Tahoma. Nice job defending again here by the Bears. Ball out towards midfield, and Wenatchee with another shoulder, and somebody goes crumpling to the ground, and they're going to go, yeah, no, you can't do that. I didn't see a yellow card come out of the pocket, but it will be a free kick for Tahoma as Zachary Hare goes down to the turf. Substitution, both teams are calling for it, and it looks like it'll be Tahoma's Owen Harned will come into the game, and he'll replace the man that went tumbling down. Zachary Hare will head to the far side, and he will make the round trip to come over to the near sideline. Meanwhile, free kick over on the far side near midfield for the Bears. I believe that's Jaden Breyer over there to do the duty. As the approach, right foot into it, and that's a heck of a kick. The ball loose out in front, and let's see, what do we have? Handball. Whistled against Tahoma. It'll be Wenatchee's kick in the 58th minute. Our broadcast brought to you by Confluence Health. High-quality care close to home. Confluence Health is dedicated to improving their patients' health with safe, high-quality care in 12 communities. Tyler Wisen will re-enter the contest now after serving his yellow card on the sideline. Substitution also for Wenatchee, Emmanuel Ocampo will come into the contest. Ocampo, one of Dennis Tronson's starters on the game here today. So he will come in. And he will replace Liam Willett for Wenatchee. Free kick for the Panthers, back in front of their own goal and out towards midfield it comes. Headed by the Panthers. Picked up and then passed ahead. Nice job by Josh Hare to root that ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Wenatchee on the far side. Pierre Vega will do the throw-in duties, I believe, or he'll give it up to Tyler Wisen to do so. Tyler with the header and the 29th minute. That's the only score of this game so far. But boy, has Tahoma really turned the game around here in this second half. And now we're going to get a high kick. And this will go to Wenatchee. So the Panthers will boot it away. Seth Mungia will do the honors here for Wenatchee. Excuse me, that's Tahoma's kicker. Cohen Storch. So the high kick was whistled against Wenatchee. Tyler Wisen battling there at midfield. Jaden Breyer there as well. Now the Panthers come away with it. They've got a 3-on-4, and they'll get it ahead to Alex Tovar. Tovar backs it away for a moment to Russell. Then the ball brought out towards midfield. Picked up there by Zumak. Panthers again retreat, and a little dribble step by Munoz. And then ahead, trying to let it go past him was Bravo towards Wisen. Far side kick, it'll come down for Wenatchee on a knee over there. Quickly scampering is Vega. Vega with a nice personal move, and he'll try to center it ahead, and Tyler Wisen tried to back a kick into the goal area, and it will be rooted out of bounds by Tahoma. Big hand by the Wenatchee crowd on the far side, recognizing the efforts out there by the Panthers. Excuse me, that wasn't Wisen, that was Marcos Bravo with a beautiful attempt at a goal, backing away from the net. Ball loose, Wisen, wide left. Substitution here for Tahoma. Villanueva will come out for a breather. He'll be replaced by Zachary Hare. Villanueva going to need maybe a little tape job here near side, so the Wenatchee staff will head his way, athletic trainer. Meanwhile, the goal kick by Cohen Storch comes out towards midfield. And again, bodies come to the ground. The official says, nope, play on. Wenatchee feeling a little more frenetic in their pace here after Tahoma came out of the locker room to start this second half and really just took it to the Panthers in the first part of the second half, but nothing to show for it as they trail it 1-0 here in the 62nd minute. It will be a throw-in for Tahoma. Far side by Josh Hare. And again, they just quickly get that ball in. There's no waste of time. They want to try to catch Wenatchee napping. This time it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Panthers. Big throw in looking Tyler Wisen's way as he was leaning against the defender, tried to reach back with his foot to get it, couldn't do so. Now the ball picked up far side by Tahoma briefly. The Bears do counter again. Scramble over on the far side. Wisen niftily able to get past the defender. Dribbling the ball ahead. He will put the foot into it. The ball ricochets off of the tender and then comes way outside. Nice job defending for Tahoma. The Bears had some help from Cole Daly as Cohen Storch knocked the initial charge down but then lost the handle on it. Now Storch is going to pick it up and breathe a sigh of relief. Broadcast here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been providing heating and air conditioning service, installation, and repair since 1982. Serving residential and commercial, they specialize in indoor air quality. Mungia will punt it away here for Wenatchee. High kick into a slight breeze that picked up a little bit in the first half. It's kind of simmered down here in the second half. Wenatchee looking to feed the ball ahead. It was picked up by Tahoma for a moment, and now Ball will get out of bounds here near side, I believe. It will, and it'll be a throw in for the Bears. Braden Russell just couldn't quite catch up with it. Near side throw in for the Bears by Cole Daly. He's played a heck of a game here for Tahoma. Ball out near midfield, battled for it as Wenatchee's Raul Mota was able to handle it for a moment, keep it alive. Bears defending well, take the ball away, but then right there is the Panthers as Pierre Vega came up with it. And now they'll feed ahead. I believe that's Vega on the far side. He's got 2-on-2. He'll back it out, and then a pass to Wisen. Wisen tried to come back left and center it himself, and it will be kicked away near sideline. Battle outside by Giovanni Munoz for Wenatchee. They'll try to feed ahead on the near sideline to Braden Russell. Russell back, but the pass kind of a little errant. Callan Zumock has it ahead to Giovanni Munoz. Boy, Wenatchee's really got the numbers in Tahoma's end. I was just going to say, if Tahoma can get a ball to reverse the other way, they could get a run opportunity, but the ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Wenatchee. Our broadcast also brought to you by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their number one priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pickup and drop off available too. Stop by their website at globalcarcare.net. Substitution for Wenatchee into the game comes Corin Collier. Villanueva also trying to stretch out here. I don't know if he's ready to come back in yet. Braden Russell comes out for Wenatchee. Throw in far side. Meanwhile, ricochets off a few bodies. Wenatchee trying to get ahead to it. Alex Tovar was there. Tovar again with a head, but a little bit taller defender behind him got his noggin to it first. Near side. Foot ahead from Zachary Hare. Well, there's been some physical play here in this contest. We've had 2 yellow cards, both against Wenatchee in this one. Battle here near side, speaking of physical play. It's Lucero for Tahoma. And Raul Mota for Wenatchee. Callan Zumock also there. The official finally blows his whistle, says free kick for Wenatchee. Looks like Zumock will take care of that here for Wenatchee. And for Tahoma, looks like Villanueva came back into the game and replaces Zachary Hare. 67th minute, time ticking away on somebody's season here in the first round of the State 4A tournament. Far sideline it is for Wenatchee. Villanueva, who just checked back in, scoops the ball with his left foot, goes out of bounds off of him. It'll be a throw in for Wenatchee. More opportunities in this second half so far for Tahoma. Wenatchee trying to counter that measure here in the last half of the second half, if you will. The throw in far side. Lobbed ahead looking for Wisen. Wisen handballed it. Not intentionally, but half of those handballs are non-intentional. Anyway, we're also brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control. You can rest assured Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kid and pet-safe material around your home or office. Call today for a free estimate. So Tahoma will have Cohen Storch come out. He's used to these goal kicks. This is beyond the goal, but he'll put the right foot to it with wind at his back. Gets it into Wenatchee's territory. Dribble ahead by Brandon. Crossing over. Opportunity there for Lucero, but right there is Munguia. Villanueva was right there in case Munguia couldn't hold on to it. Munguia will punt the ball away. 68th minute of this one. One of 2 State 4A games here today. The rest of them will be played tomorrow in the first round. Again, Tahoma trying to mount an attack, but the ball a little bit too far out of foot of Owen Harned, and it will be a throw-in for Wenatchee. The other game today, Edgar Brown Stadium in Pasco, where the Bulldogs were hosting Bothell. and a first-round contest. Pasco a number 1 seed, Bothell the number 16 seed. But as Dennis Johnson was talking to me here before the game, he said that a little push and shove going on again. We've had 2 yellow cards against Wenatchee. This one, a penalty against Tahoma, and now behind the official, Villanueva gets tied up with one of the Panthers here. Looked like Callan Zumach went to the turf. It was all behind the official, so he didn't see it. Meanwhile, it'll be a free kick for Wenatchee. But as Dennis Johnson was mentioning, the year they won the state tournament, they were basically a 16 seed and had to go on the road to win all of them, including going to Spark Stadium in Puyallup and winning the state championship over the team they're facing here today, Tahoma, back in 2016. Of course, all new players on both sides. Here's Tyler Wisen ahead. Wisen getting through the defenders. Wisen, and it's a nice job getting it kicked away by Cohen Storch. Ball reverted again. Wisen giving chase, and turning it around is Josh Hare. Wenatchee with a boot to it. It sails high and wide off of the foot of Pierre Vega. Substitution here for the Panthers. Gabriel Mata will come in. And let's see who Mata will be replacing. In the lineup for Wenatchee, Callan Zumach will come out. Also in comes Noah Willett, and he will replace Alex Tovar. So a couple of substitutions for Wenatchee. Meanwhile, ball in play by Tahoma out near midfield off of a foot of a Panther. Good job of handling it by Munoz. Munoz ahead for the man who just came in, Noah Willett. Willett with a left footer centering it. Wisen on the backside there. They couldn't get it to him, but Wenatchee still controlling. Beautiful job of weaving through traffic by Munoz. Far side it goes. Now the right foot into it, centering, and just out of the reach of a sprinting Panther. Julian Reyes, I think, was there. Just a little bit too far. So a goal kick here for the Bears. About 10 minutes left of this one. This second half has been something else to behold. Wenatchee still clinging to a 1-0 lead. On a goal in the 29th minute, here's another opportunity for Tahoma. Ahead, Owen Harned. But Wenatchee there to defend. Far sideline, it goes to Pierre Vega. Ball knocked away out of bounds. What a defender is supposed to do. Josh Hare gets a foot to it and puts it out of bounds on the far side. It'll be a throw in for Wenatchee. Panthers will go ahead and methodically chew a little of the sand in the hourglass here by having somebody else throw it in. The whistle sounds. Throw in comes. Looking for Wisen. Wisen is countered by 2. He'll put the foot to it and just a little bit too wide. Wow. Tyler Wisen, one of the best I've ever seen at playing with his back to the goal, is able to get that ball in a position off of his chest, off of his head, off of his thigh, off of his knee or his shin, to put it where he can quickly just jump, turn, kick all in one stride and put that ball towards the net. Headers festival out towards midfield. Ball far side, saved in bounds by Wenatchee, goes off of Tahoma. Beautiful play over there for the Panthers. It'll be a throw-in for Wenatchee. Taking his time is Raul Mota. Substitution here for Tahoma. In comes Carter Welch, a senior defender. And he will replace, looks like Owen Harned come out. Throw in far sideline, meanwhile, for Wenatchee. Tyler Wisen, a little kick ahead for Vega. Vega tried to center it. Ball still loose out front. Tahoma able to turn it and then get it up the far sideline. Hasn't been too many opportunities here for either side on breakaways where you get a ball turned and then suddenly it's going back the other way. Been a well-played game defensively for both sides. Ahead to Jaden Breyer, but then picked up by Wenatchee. Ahead for the Panthers, and they're looking Wisen's way. The ball turned aside, and then out it comes to Cole Daly. Daly has his ball picked away, though, by Wenatchee by Munoz. Munoz goes far side with it. As Wisen gets back on side, Munoz puts a foot to it, but it goes high and wide right. 74th minute of this one. Time ticking down for Tahoma right now as the Bears trail it. Cohen Storch on the goal kick. Comes out towards midfield with it. Picked up there by his teammate. Some nifty ball handling by Zeth Lucero. Ahead to Villanueva. Back to Lucero. Left side in the corner. Centering kick. But there is a Panther to turn it aside. It'll come out all the way towards midfield. Ball ahead by Wenatchee. Wisen comes back to collect it. He'll turn it around and go left side and trying to get after it, but not able to as Pierre Vega. It'll be a throw in for Tahoma. Win and advance, lose, and your season comes to a crashing sudden end here in the state tournament. That's what's facing these teams here tonight. And it has been a great one here at the Apple Bowl. We get a little collision on the far side. This will be a throw-in for Tahoma or a free kick for Tahoma. I think it'll be a free kick. And they'll quickly bring it back into play. The kick ahead, headed by Wenatchee, picked up by Villanueva. He tried to aim it towards the goal, not happening. That could have been a high kick called there, nothing coming. Kyle Skivington was after it. Now the kick from 30 yards out will sail high and wide. Mungia put a hand up, but saw the trajectory and decided that no need for me to touch it. It'll go out on its own. Goal kick for Wenatchee. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Les Schwab. They take your safety seriously every time you stop by. Also by One Way Construction. Your project, your way. Find them online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Substitution here for the Bears. I believe Zachary Hare came in possibly, or is it? No, I think 13 came in. Mason Tomich. Mark Isaac also checked in here, sophomore forward for the Bears. Mungia with a ball, goal kicked out toward midfield. Little extracurricular by the Bears, says the official, and so it'll be a free kick for Wenatchee. Panthers trying to hang on and advance to the second round of the State 4A tournament. Tahoma trying to do what they can to even this game. Maybe send it into overtime. Nice deke by Jaden Breyer over there. Ball out towards midfield, picked up by Chuck Hansen, and another whistle coming, and the fingers pointing Wenatchee's way for a little bit too rough a play. As this physical game has certainly had its dark spots in it, including a problem with the Wenatchee fans for Tahoma coming out of the locker room. Hate to see that. Free kick for the Bears. Up ahead it comes. Headed by Wenatchee. Picked up on a foot by the Panthers and then rooted out towards midfield. Another opportunity turned aside here for Tahoma. Storch will come clear outside the goal and he will boot it across as Tahoma tries to remount an attack here. Ball ahead off the head of Chuck Hansen. Battle for it ensues. Picked up again by Wenatchee and turned back the other way. Tyler Wisen trying to jump up for the header. Couldn't get it. Tahoma comes up with it. Bears a little bit too long on the pass from Tomich. And it is Wenatchee ball on the far side, but then knocked away by Tahoma. They'll get it out towards center. Here is Mark Isaac ahead, and an opportunity, but right there is Mungia. As Chuck Hansen sniffing a possibility, but Mungia quickly says, no, your sniffer is wrong. 78th minute. Pretty soon the clock will stop, and it does, and the final moments will be kept on the field by the wristwatch of our center referee here tonight. Lucero goes off of Tahoma. No, they're going to say it is, hold on, we got a substitution for Wenatchee waiting to come in. It will be a throw-in for the Bears. Wenatchee will bring in Alex Tovar back into the contest. Tovar replaces Julian Reyes. Throw-in comes in. Ball bounding around, and then Munguia will come out of goal and tap it, and then tap it to his feet, and then go down and scoop it up. If you're Tahoma, you're hoping that the sands in that hourglass become quicksand and they just go slowly. Maybe gather up some moisture on the crystals of sand to keep it from flowing too quickly here in what's left of your season after a 2.5-hour drive from Maple Valley over here to Wenatchee on a sun-splashed afternoon, hoping that it all doesn't come to an end here. But time is wasting. Time is moving. The official says 2 minutes. He's pointing his fingers towards the benches, saying 2 minutes left in this one. Wenatchee, meanwhile, trying to hold on, to cling to a 1-0 win here in the first round of the state tournament. Out towards midfield it comes. Tahoma there. But is there somebody else to help out? No, Munguia comes up with it. He was collided into, but the official says, no, that was an accident, as Mark Isaac kind of collided into him there awkwardly. Wisen out towards midfield. Ball ahead for Wenatchee. Picked up defensively there by Kyle Skevington. And then back it goes to Storch. He'll boot it ahead towards midfield. Comes back to the center of things here, and then is near sideline coming out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Bears. Little give and go for Tahoma. Somehow hoping to go towards the other way, but right now Storch is having to come all the way out again and collect this ball in the front corner of the goalie box. Punt ahead. Moments left in this one. Another opportunity for the Bears. Left foot to it, and this is going to sail high over the crossbar off of the foot of Jaden Breyer. Might that be a final opportunity here for Tahoma in this one? We will be down on the field for our postgame show on the NCWLIFE Channel, so be sure and hang around for that. We'll talk to the winning coach and a winning player as well. Goal kick for Wenatchee comes out towards midfield. Headed there by Zachary Hare for Tahoma. And we get a little extracurricular push and maybe a yellow card coming. It will against Tahoma. First yellow card against the Bears here this afternoon. And that will come against Skevington. Meanwhile, a free kick for Wenatchee at midfield. Might that add a few more grains in the sand here of the clock as they adjudicate that one? Far side to Wisen. Wisen ahead and to himself. Working against the defense, the ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it's a Wenatchee throw-in. Or no, what are they going to say? No, free kick for Wenatchee. So they're saying a little extracurricular push there by the Bears on Tyler Wisen. Wisen trying to direct traffic. Again, our time being kept by Jesus Covarrubias, our center official here in this first state round game. Just moments left. The kick, Wisen trying to just wind down the clock. Gets past the defense, spins his way through. Picked up by Tahoma. Slide tackle there for Wenatchee. Ahead by Tahoma out towards midfield. Booted up in the air by Wenatchee. All these precious moments, and that's going to be the whistle. And the Wenatchee fans rise to their feet in adulation of a Wenatchee win over Tahoma. But boy, give credit to the Bears for really, really turning it around here in the second half. They just could not show the benefits of their efforts here, falling by a score of 1-0 in the first round of the state 4A championships. We'll take a break, come back. We'll get you down to the field, and we'll talk to Coach Tronson and a player of his choice coming up as we continue here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Back with more right after this.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. We can move this one.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver. Shopping cart, because Les Schwab helps keep us safe with brakes, steering, and more. Eyes ahead, Dad! Know what those guys back there offer with their tires? Toilet paper. But Les Schwab gives the safety by the carload. Turn here! We're kind of a big deal here.
Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care, they speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Apple Bowl, where the Wenatchee Panthers hold on to beat the Tahoma Bears here in the first round of the State 4A tournament by a score of 1-0. And it was a header by Tyler Wisen, the leading goal scorer for Wenatchee in the 29th minute. That was the difference in this one. But give credit to the Bears. Boy, they really came out in the second half and gave Wenatchee all they could handle here this afternoon. Unfortunately, their season comes to an end. Meanwhile, Wenatchee will move on to the second round and play against the winner of a game that's played tomorrow between Issaquah and Puyallup, and that'll be here at the Apple Bowl sometime Saturday afternoon. Meanwhile, we did hear the other first-round winner today was Pasco. They were able to get a win 1-0 here in the first round. The rest of the first-round games will be tomorrow. We'll take a quick break, come back. We'll talk with Dennis Stronson. We'll also talk with the man who scored the winning goal for Wenatchee, Tyler Wisen, as we continue on the postgame show here next on the NCWLIFE Channel.
NCWLIFE really does a great job of exposing our brand. It's a little scary at first, right? You're just throwing money out there hoping it comes back. And to see those results come back through and see people walk through the door and say, hey, saw your TV advertisement. Those are the kinds of things that you see the return on. And when you look at the cost spent, you know you're making a return on it. There's a huge market here and market potential, and they are a great avenue for that.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
When the people you serve are your friends and family, you see the world a bit differently. You understand that your survival depends on the health and strength of your relationships. Your word is your reputation, and that doing the right thing is the only way of life that matters. At Confluence Health, we remain humble. Trust is a gift that is earned, a privilege, an honor. And we remain grateful for the trust you place in our hands.
Well, as the sun sets here at Liebofto Field of the Apple Bowl, the sun set on one team here today. The Tahoma Bears gave the Wenatchee Panthers all they could handle in this first round game. 1-0 the final, as the Panthers are able to survive and move on. That's what it's all about, right, Dennis Stronson?
Well, entirely true. And when you get to this level and you're in the state tournament, the seeding that placed them here doesn't mean anything. Anybody can beat anybody. I thought they had a great match, great game plan. And, there were a lot of nerves on both sides, and it showed. We got one real quality service from Giovanni Munoz to Tyler Wisen for a header on a set piece. And, it was just a grind-out, ugly win. But sometimes you can't just play flowing, beautiful soccer, as sometimes it's just the way the game goes.
Well, let's talk about that first half versus the second half. They obviously lit a fire under them in that second half, came out and kind of reversed the trend a little bit there.
Yeah, they made adjustment. They knew they were on the ropes, and they had to press a little bit more to try to get that equalizing goal. And I thought our defense stood tall, especially our goalkeeper. Set came up big. He continues to evolve, and real glad he's in there for us.
So you advance to the next round, which will be right here back again. How big of a difference is that for you guys to be able to play on your home field?
Oh, it is huge, especially in this game. I told the boys that the state quarterfinals, I've been in a lot of those. It is absolutely the hardest match to play in the entire year. Harder than playing in the state championship. It is. So,
grandkids coming in here again. That's okay. No worries.
So, we're looking forward to it. We got an extra day to prepare over our opponents who play tomorrow, Issaquah or Puyallup. But we also know if Puyallup wins, they're the defending state champs. They have the last trophy still at their house that they won in 2019 when the last championship was held. So excited about what we got going forward.
Well, congratulations on the win today.
Thank you.
All right, Dennis Stronson joining us here on the postgame show with others. We'll take a break and come back and talk to Tyler Wisen, the man who got the only goal in this one, coming up next on the NCWLIFE Channel.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Welcome back here on the Postgame Show on the NCWLIFE Channel. Now talking with Tyler Wisen, who's had some big goals throughout his career and his season, but any bigger than the one you got today?
I'm not quite sure about that, but each goal is a special one for me. Each goal helps the team out, and today it helped out the team a lot, so I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for the team, so it was a good goal.
Talk about that play. Munoz had the free kick about 20-some yards out and was able to loft that slowly towards you. Did it come to you as slowly as it looked from us up in the box?
You know, I think Gio and I were on the same page with that one. He was on the same page with Alex in last week against Eastmont, so he kind of knew where the ball needed to go, and I was there luckily, and I was able to put it in the net. So yeah, I think it was tough for me. I'm not amazing at headers, but you just got to stick your head on it, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you figure out how to wind your way through the sea of defenders there?
Yeah, you just got to run through the ball. Our coach says a lot. You just got to run through the ball, and yeah, like I said, just stick your head on it, and it sometimes goes in like that one.
So I know you guys have lofty goals, and for you especially being your senior year, if you finish anywhere short of a state championship, will that be a disappointment, or are you just taking it one game at a time here as you go?
Yeah, we're definitely taking it one game at a time. I think the next game's the only game we're looking at right now. With state coming up, with the Final Four coming up, we're not really looking into that. We're not looking at the other opponents or the other scores, really. We're looking at Puyallup or Issaquah, and you know, one game at a time. One game at a time.
Big rowdy crowd here supporting you guys. You get another chance for that coming up on Saturday. How big is that to play at home?
It's a huge advantage. Definitely a huge advantage. It's our first experience with state, so being at home for these first two games is a really, really special thing, and it's special having all these fans behind us. Definitely.
Well, and I know you got one big fan who's not able to join us on the broadcast. He's a little close to it. Your dad, Matt, and be sure and tell him howdy for us. We missed him on the broadcast today.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
All right, Tyler Wisen joining us here on the Postgame Show. That's going to do it for our broadcast as Wenatchee moves on, and they will play in the second round of the State 4A tournament after a 1-0 win over Tahoma. I'm Eric Granstrom. Thanks for joining us for State Soccer on the NCWLIFE Channel. Have a good night, everybody.
The shot, and beautiful!
Thanks for watching High School Sports on your home for local high school sports, the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast was brought to you by Biosports Physical Therapy, Charter College, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Les Schwab, One Way Construction, Rivercom 911, Save Mart, and Sangster Motors. Stay with us all year long for high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel. We now return to regular programming already in progress.